Well, for me, maybe for everybody slightly different, it's respect. Because we like to be treated with respect, and so does everybody else. So if that's a starting point, I think that's a good start. Also, if our crews and you know, within our group here in the North Sea, we respect each other, then we're going to have cooperation. We're going to have a healthy culture. There's going to be room for development, and yeah, I think it's a very healthy value to practice every day. Some of the decisions we make are financially driven, right? And you need to weigh off the benefits for the company, the money that's entrusted to us that, you know, we have to spend on behalf of the organization. And on occasion we need to make choices as to how we spend that money. For example, when money is tight, are we going to buy this piece of equipment for the rig, or are we going to take care of the repairs in the quarters? Again, if you reflect on your values, on our values, and you know, it's a respect again for our employees to make sure that their living quarters are in good condition and they're taken care of when they're off shift, then you make the right decision every time. And with that regard, you know, if you look at some of our other values, safety, you know, you could apply that. You know, will we buy this piece of equipment, or are we going to improve on some aspects of safety on our rigs? So the decision making becomes easier as you utilize our values for every decision you make. Yeah, I mean, every time I engage with either rig management offshore or in a shipyard or with crews, and very often crew members approach me because I ask them to do so in the pre-shift meetings and say, listen, I'm here if you want to talk to me. We very often end up talking about values, right? Safety is one of our core values, so we always talk about that every single time without exception. And then integrity is a really important value that we very often discuss. You know, when we either have a town hall on the rig, or pre-shift meetings, or when I participate in a toolbox meeting, or engage face-to-face with our employees. So it's definitely value-driven conversations. Not very often, because I think, you know, especially in a leadership role, you need to reflect on values all the time, but we're also human beings. If you face an organization or an individual that doesn't hold the same values, right? It can steer some emotions in, you know, and you could get carried away. So that these would be situations whereby you struggle with values, but that's not because you not hold your values close to your heart. It's because you get distracted. Yeah, there are occurrences, of course, sometimes that you struggle, but not very often, I would say. That's a good question. I think some things don't change. What's good is good and will always be good. So, but the wording may change, or the way we express the values. But what's good is good, you know. If it evolves, it'll probably be just in the text or in the way it's expressed. But I would think that our values are fit for purpose, and they'll be fit for purpose for quite a long time.